I want to spend a few minutes talking about some comments we have collected from internship supervisors from the field. These are individuals who have supervised our students conducting, or students in the human services field, conducting their internships. And many of these responses we have collected over the years are pretty good indicators of the types of material that we will cover in class. And it goes on to elaborate on why I've chosen the Seven Habits material. Just to give you a really quick synopsis, usually supervisors do not express concerns about technical skills. Technical skills such as the actual concepts of interviewing, or case management skills, or therapeutic skills, do not lead the pack of concerns or items that supervisors are excited about. What does lead the pack is skill sets that are interpersonal in nature, that focus on the self, on the actual worker, on their personality traits, values, characteristics, work ethic, and so forth. First, I want to point out some what I would call good stuff. Characteristics that supervisors have shared with us that they certainly appreciate and look for in their employees. Being trustworthy, the student being trustworthy, having a desire to learn, a willingness to go above and beyond the minimums of the job description. Supervisors have shared with me in the past that sometimes new employees want to be congratulated for doing their job, for merely doing their job as listed in the job description. From the employer's perspective, doing the job is an expectation, not something to be congratulated. Students having great focus on the task at hand, focus with the project at hand, and not being distracted by minor or major occurrences in the office or with clients. Having a work ethic, not being afraid to work hard, to do what's necessarily not only what is in the job description, but to do whatever it takes to get the job done. And finally, on this slide, assuming responsibility for success and for mistakes, and not trying to blame other individuals, co-workers, clients, or things outside of or inside of their realm or scope of responsibility. So assuming responsibility for themselves, for their job, and their reputation, how people perceive them, and so forth. Additional comments, positive comments from supervisors include having high levels of integrity, personal integrity, which goes beyond just being honest. That the person, the student, the employee knows what they believe in, why they believe in it, can justify their beliefs and values based on their own personal perceptions, and so forth. That doesn't necessarily mean agreement between the supervisor and the employee or the intern, but there is a common theme of respect about the beliefs. Book knowledge and actual practice. This includes being able to connect theoretical ideas to actual clients and into the actual job, and being able to make reference to some of those situations. Customer service skills, basic customer service skills in terms of how to treat people. How do you want to be treated? How to try to meet some frames of negotiation. How to calm folks who are angry or upset, and basically how to treat people. Being self-motivated is another positive attribute that supervisors like to see. Basically, not having to tell the employee or intern what to do step by step by step. The assumption is in the human services field that this is a professional field, one that's growing even more professional in terms of education and training day by day. Thus, individuals that need constant motivation to do their job and need to be looked after by supervisors are really not good fits for this field. Plus, those are not skills that we want to teach our clients. We want to teach skills of motivation and encouragement to clients and self-fulfillment. Being driven, it goes along with self-motivation. Know that why you're in the field. We've had supervisors in the past tell us, I'm really not sure why this person's working in the human services field. It doesn't appear they like working with people or helping folks improve their lives. And if that's the case, well, maybe you're being driven by the wrong reasons. And last but not least, being willing to ask questions and understanding that no one has all the answers, and employees and interns who believe they have all the answers are actually liabilities and don't make very good employees. They're really difficult to supervise, and they're difficult to work with as a coworker. So it's much better to be an employee that's willing to ask questions and understand that admitting that we may not know something is actually a strength and not a weakness. A few other comments about from supervisors. The employee strives to do the best job possible. This does not mean a perfect job. It just means doing all we can in that particular circumstance for that particular client or organization, and be able to justify our decisions based on the best information at the time. Being dependable, basically saying what you do and doing what you say. And if the expectation is the office opens at 8:30, then and you're responsible to be there, then you're there at 8:30 and not 8:45 or so forth. Willingness to try new things, not being able to try new ideas, new concepts, try new approaches, and be willing to have conversations about that as well. Again, hard worker comes up, somewhat of a nebulous term, but it keeps coming up over and over and over. And being a hard worker is sometimes doing what it takes to do the job, and expecting the best out of yourself and your fellow employees and the organization. Ability to adjust to new settings. Again, the term new comes up. Human services, the field's again changing rapidly. The types of clients are changing rapidly with their problems. Sometimes multiple problems come up with multiple clients, and we must be willing to try new ideas, new approaches. And the final word of warning, due to mental health reform, is the mental health system is changing so much that one could have multiple employees or employers. I've had friends and professional staff who have had 5 employers in 3 years because of organizational transitioning. That was not their fault. There were just part of the system that was changing, with new providers coming in, old providers leaving. And last but not least, professional presentation. Um, can we represent ourselves professionally and the organization professionally? Because what we say and do is a direct reflection upon us, our organization, our clients, and future employers. Moving on to what I might call the not so good stuff that supervisors have observed in new employees and interns, human service interns. Remember before we were talking about some of the positive attributes, characteristics that supervisors have recorded. These are some of the things that we're really concerned about in the field, not only locally with supervisors in our community, but nationally as well. That our employees and students need as much experience in the field as possible. That's why internship opportunities being as long as possible and as lengthy as possible is really important. But that's only the beginning steps. Experience is one of those hard things to gain unless someone gives us a opportunity to work in our chosen field and to practice. So it's like this revolving cycle. How do you get experience without someone giving you the opportunity? And all jobs want experience, and all that's true, as it is in most other fields. But the more experience any of us have in the human services setting, whether it's paid or unpaid, if this is your passion and this is something you really want to do, then we can't discredit this first point. Better skills at interacting with coworkers tends to lead the charts as well. That many students, interns, new employees just don't have the skills, the interpersonal skills, to get along with those folks that they work with. Again, those skills of negotiation, of mediation, of crisis intervention, of problem solving, basic problem solving. Those skills just are not there. Employees also sometimes have a tough time relating to others. It goes back to the prior report about interacting with coworkers, but also relating back to clients. I observe many students and professionals in the field who have been in the field for years, double digits of years, who appear to be afraid of their clients. If you are afraid of your client, there's generally no possible way to help the clients become successful in their own respective goals and objectives. Customer service skills comes up again, and if you see a common theme here, interacting with coworkers, relating to others, customer service skills. It's the ability to have conversations, relationships with others, inside and outside of the office, with clients and with coworkers, and as a employee supervisor within that relationship as well. Runs late and is not punctual, another issue. And a frequent comment recently is the job market's really tight. There are sometimes dozens of individuals, frequently hundreds of individuals, vying for the same job. And supervisors are looking for assertive, motivated, prospective employees who know how to present themselves extremely well and who will be good reflections and positive reflections of the organization that they are working for. A few final words. Personal problems tend to occur every few days with some employees. Employees who bring their personal problems repeatedly to the workplace are really not good employees. They're difficult to supervise, difficult to work with, and then clients begin to see and observe those personal problems. So, being able to control and manage your problems outside of the workplace is becoming a lost art for many folks. Um, Lack of self-confidence. The one of the best ways to build confidence is to obtain and retain as much knowledge possible, to have conversations about the knowledge you have, to have conversations about what ifs, to seek and receive really good and effective supervision, and to gradually build self-confidence in a step-by-step or scaffolding process, realizing that you will be much more self-confident in your ability 5 years down the road as opposed to your first day on the job. I think sometimes people believe that self-confidence just comes on like a light bulb overnight and is not developed over time, and that's inaccurate. Um, a few other items students or employees need to focus on what their goals are. Again, if your goals are not to work in the human services field, but to be an accountant, then we must make sure that your activities are helping you achieve your goals and not serving as a roadblock. Supervisors want employees and interns and students on staff who are excited to be there, who have a passion for the field, who believe in the ability of clients and organizations to change. If those characteristics don't exist, then the culture, the norms, and the perception of staff is dramatically impacted. And writing skills. Uh, Many students, unfortunately, believe that because this is the field of human services, the field of working with other individuals, that we spend most of our time in front of clients instead of writing reports or inputting data into a computer system. That's false. Generally speaking, we've seen a really big shift to where you may spend 50% of your time working with clients. The other 50% will be either writing reports, filling out documents, going through auditing requirements, entering that material into computer databases, into interfaces based on the internet, and so forth. So the assumption that we don't have to be worried about writing skills and the ability of other individuals to understand what we mean by our writing and our ability to understand the writing of other individuals, the idea that that's not important is simply false. Again, if we go back and look at the prior slides, generally speaking, technical skills were not leading the pack in terms of positive attributes or concerns of our supervisors. What is leading the pack is interpersonal skills, ability to relate to others, ability to see the paradigms and perceptions of others, the ability to problem solve, the ability to control thoughts and feelings. These are all issues that supervisors are concerned about for their employees, much less their clients. So that's one of the driving motivations of choosing the 7 Habits material, is so that we can talk about some of these interpersonal skills that we need to be able to have some grasp of ourselves before we can help clients develop those same skills. So not only are the 7 Habits a skill set that we can apply to our own selves and our own personal growth, but we can also help clients work through these skills as well through their personal growth and their efforts to achieve their own goals and objectives. I hope this slideshow has been helpful in helping us see some of the bigger pictures related to the topics we'll be working on. Plus, you should see attached to this video within the learning management system a another document that shares concerns of supervisors we collected about 5 years ago. And you will see some common themes and a few differences as well. Thank you.